at all that there is little else other than pride at stake. Just look around this ground. And Russell Smith is the man in the middle. Fantastic atmosphere, every seat sold, every seat taken in this McAlpine Stadium. And we're about to get underway. The last 80 minutes of Rugby League on Sky Sports live this year. And what a way to finish the third test between the two old enemies. Can Great Britain get over the top of them this time? Australia will kick off. They'll attack in the green and gold from right to left. Darren Lockyer gets us underway. 80 minutes to the end of the season. Chris Radlinski is underneath it. First drive forward is by Adrian Morley. Playing tonight with number 10 on his back. The same number, of course, he had in the first test when he lasted just 12 seconds. He's been on the field a little longer already tonight. Here's the captain, Farrell, met by Robbie Kearns, and Badiris in quickly in the tackle.
Interesting to see there, Farrell. He's obviously going to be utilised out wide, and they're going to use the forwards pretty strong. They won't do much out of the unusual, Eddie, in the opening 10. That's a poor kick. That's a poor kick.
And it was from Terry Newton, and it was straight down the throat of Darren Lockyer. And I know that the British have been talking for months before this series, and indeed throughout the course of this series, do not kick straight to Darren Lockyer. And sadly, we have done that every week.
Well, that's the reason why I think that we lost the first test. Kicking game was woeful, especially in that first half.
Badiris at dummy half. Kim Morley back on the inside. It goes to Kearns, and he's copped one from Terry Newton. And play on. No, the medics are on quickly. Yes, it is play on, says the referee. Now he will hold the clock up as Kearns receives treatment.
Well, no doubt about it. He's made contact, and he's made it pretty tough. A lot of criticism by the Australian camp about Terry Newton. His tactics in the first test at the JJB Stadium.
Indeed so. His tackling style was criticised by the Australians. They were looking at one stage for video evidence to try and get him brought up in front of the disciplinary committee for an off-the-ball incident with Fitzgibbon in that first test, but that is high.
No doubt, in my mind, and that is an attack straight into the face. Well, there's one guy in green and gold, it's Robbie Kearns, that will remember this test series. In the first 12 seconds of that first test at Wigan.
Chris Anderson is very concerned, a little shake of the head, he's not impressed. And there is a stretcher being called for. And the referee has asked, I think, for a word with Terry Newton.
Well, surely they'll put this on report.
Well, at the very least.
That was very late, swinging arm. Some of the arm certainly went onto the shoulder, but the impact was there, and it's there for all to see. He's not well, is Robbie Kearns. He caught a beauty in the first 12 seconds from Adrian Morley.
I'll deal with that, lads. You'll deal with the player, please.
David Waite.
I'll deal with that. You'll deal with the player.
Looks quite calm.
Oh, sorry, gents. Sorry.
Well, rightly so. The medics were very quickly on to get to Robbie Kearns, and you might have just heard in the background Russell Smith saying that the incident will be going on report, and the penalty will be going to Australia.
Have a little look where I was stood. Have a little look who was stood in front of me.
And the referee has stood in the middle of the field, and I can tell you that he was looking straight at the big screen, and he also asked for the match commissioner to take a look and maybe have a word with him in the ear to let him know just how bad the tackle was. But as you say, Steve-O, Robbie Kearns will remember this test series, and sadly for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, and let's hope that the youngster will be okay. That's the most important factor about it, never mind about the game itself.
Well, he's on his feet.
Well,
that's great news.
That is a great for Australia as well. He was walking around in a daze when Morley got to him for many minutes, and the referee has done the right thing.
Well, that could have a repercussion for Wigan at the start of next year.
Especially with the fact that it was the Australians that wanted to cite him. because of his tackling technique, and it wasn't good.
Well, very interesting that. Russell Smith. He places it on report, and Steve Ganson watching from the sideline. Wonder what thoughts are going through his mind at that moment. The opening minute of a test match again, and an incident involving a British player. Ganson produced the red card after advice for Adrian Morley, and Russell Smith has placed the incident on report. Webke is picked up and dragged back 10 metres away from the line, the Aussies. Kim Morley feeds it wide to Ricketson, and that has been picked up by Richard Horn. They were looking for Michael De Vere, and Horn got the interception.
Took a gamble there, came away from the whitewash. He was in no man's land there, was Richard Horn, but went for the gamble. It paid off.
Well, I'll tell you, that incident involving Newton and Robbie Kearns has spiced up what was already a fiery encounter in prospect.
Oh, don't leave your seats. This is going to be one rough, tough game.
Newton gets the ball away to Andrew Farrell, and he is grounded just 10 metres inside his own half by Ricketson's tackle. It's the last, and so Deacon eventually will get the kick in downfield. That's a better kick in between the winger Matt Singh and Darren Lockyer, and it allows the British chase to close the winger down. Oh, Newton was in.
Well, the hook
And
is not.
Morley was in.
The hook is not
Newton's
missing.
gone down.
Somebody's got to
Newton's
him.
gone down in back play. Oh, this is going to be a rough and tough night.
Well, someone went looking,
Here's Fitzgibbon.
and they found him.
Newton is back in the defensive line now as Fitzgibbon gets to his feet. And I believe it might have been the elbow, Steve-O, of Adrian Morley that actually caught Terry Newton. But Newton went down like a sack of spuds. Here is Steve Simpson on the last tackle. This is Kamali with the kick under pressure from Deacon. Good kick too. And it is allowed to bounce by Horn and bounces out of play. Well, what happened to Terry Newton?
Well, he's on the second marker there. Watch him.
Yes, it was Morley's elbow. All I saw was Newton rather flat out, and I thought someone had got him.
Well, someone tried to push him out, and then as he turned, Morley just clipped him.
Wait, Jason.
Well, he's got his number, and they know it's number 9.
This is Mike Forshaw.
And this will boil over, Eddie. You can sense it. It's an important facet now. Which side wants to concentrate more on the game plan? If they lose the control, start going out to hit the opposition, give away silly penalties.
Well, that, unbelievably, was Stuart Field. Oh, no, it was Paul Sculthorpe, beg your pardon. Sculthorpe with the kick.
How much pressure applied to the standoff Paul Sculthorpe, who would be the first to admit, I feel, that he has not had a good series so far. I get the impression he came into the series injured, Eddie. He has not been at his best. Tonight, we need him.
Well, Great Britain lost the opening test by 4 and 3-point margins. They have been described by Darren Lockyer as the toughest British side he's ever faced. That would be scant consolation, those words, if they lose here. 5 minutes of the test match gone. Petros Sivanasivas on. News of Robbie Kearns. Chris Sporran.
Yeah, obviously we saw there quite clearly Robbie Kearns was knocked out. He was in Disneyland for about a minute. He's got concussion, but somehow he's hopeful of coming back onto the bench. A miraculous recovery. He is a tough customer. I do know that for a fact.
This is Brian Carney. What a test series this fellow has had. Oh, the pass was to Farrell, who had his back to the play. He did well to retain possession, and what's more, he's on the break. Farrell, tackled by Lockyer.
Quick play the ball, that's what's needed.
There it is to Newton. Oh, and Webke gets in his way. He's going to be offside, Webke. He'll play the advantage with Forshaw. Now he'll bring them back. Now he'll bring them back for the penalty. Webke was right in the middle of all that.
Quick
Then
thinking
ran
there.
straight into it.
Very quick thinking from the hooker, Terry Newton. Realised he made no attempt to get back onto the 10. And as soon as you made the contact there, that's where the penalty should be awarded. Fair play by Russell Smith. Wanted to see if the be any advantage. And as soon as you contact there, it had to be the penalty.
Shane Webcke, one of Australia's greatest ever prop forwards. A little bit slow to get back in the defensive line then, and Terry Newton touched him twice. That was the end of it, really. The referee allowing the advantage to see if anything developed in terms of a try for Great Britain. When it didn't, brought them back for the penalty. And Paul Deacon here has the opportunity. He needs just 1 point, by the way, for 400 in all matches this year. And this is a golden opportunity for Deacon, first of all, to reach that margin, but more importantly tonight, to give Great Britain a 2-point lead. And all the players are supposed to be 10 metres away from this kick, and they're about 5. He sent them back once, and they've crept forward again. And they're moving forward now as Deacon takes this kick. Doesn't put him off, though. First 2 points of the Test match for the British via the boot of Paul Deacon.
That will calm the nerves.
And Luke Ricketson, meanwhile, is receiving treatment inside his own quarter as Deacon celebrates the first points of this third Think Road Safety Test. More importantly, from a personal point of view, the 400 points in all matches this year for the Bradford Bulls scrum half. Deep kick-off. Sculthorpe underneath. Gives it then to Stuart Fielden. Fielden will run it back. Ricketson, by the looks of things, number 13 there, involved in the tackle, is okay to carry on. Sculthorpe again, grounded by big hit from Webcke and also Sivanasiva. Newton to Farrell, who will drive it forward again.
I must say, Russell Smith, the official, having devil of a job getting both sides back. The required 10. That was a swinging arm. They've got Morley.
Adrian Morley was.
And Morley
Just play again.
offside, but boy, they went looking for Adrian Morley.
Here's your mark, lads. Nice and steady.
They didn't miss him either.
Back 3, stay.
Oof,
Mike.
straight onto
Mike.
it.
Keep your back 3.
Steve Simpson. Had him all lined up.
Australia with possession from the scrum with their captain Darren Lockyer. Good tackle by Chris Radlinski. Scampering into dummy half is Craig Wing. Here is Craig Fitzgibbon. Craig Fitzgibbon drilled to the ground by Jamie Peacock and also Martin Gleeson. Badiris gets it away again to Wing.
Good defence.
Get square. Hold.
Pretty solid. In out of the blocks. There you can see the wide shot.
Good hit.
Oh, they went high again.
It was a good hit though by Fielden.
Terry, don't swing it. 4.
You probably heard the official Russell Smith saying to Terry Newton, don't swing it.
This is Webcke. Eventually he falls. 18 metres from the British line. Badiris is there. Here is Kim Morley. There's the cross-field kick. And that's far too deep.
Very poor indeed. Probably the worst kick
10 lads.
during the entire series. Exciting player, Brett Morley. To me, he's been the difference between the two sides. So creative.
Problems for Shane Webcke as Morley drives it forward, halted by Michael De Vere and Ricketson and Simpson. Webcke is hurt as this British attack develops to halfway. Big prop forward will take a breather on the side by the looks of things.
And they're going down like 9 pins. And it's pretty tough out there. Great Britain quite happy just to use the forwards, try to suck in this Australian defence.
Australia with both first-choice prop forwards now off the field, Duns and Webcke.
Well, we saw in the second test, a little kick over the top. It's a high one on this occasion, far too long.
Way deep from Paul Sculthorpe.
Danny, make it 10 metres, not 9.
Completely off target there.
Can't blame the wind either, Steve-O, because it's absolutely still here in Huddersfield tonight. Here's Willie Mason. Willie Mason, number 15, making his 7th cap, trying his first 3 tests in a row. He hasn't scored now for 3.
The amazing thing that Great Britain in possession. Remember in the first half last week, the chip over the top created all sorts of problems for this Australian defence. For some unknown reason, we didn't utilise that in the second half, and we have yet to do it in this game so far.
This is Crocker. 2 tries from Hooker against the French select 13, start of this European tour. Here is Simpson now for the Aussies. Farrell is there, Newton is there. That's the last tackle. Badiris will find Kim Morley, and there's the dab down the line, and the invitation for the flying wing. Radlinski gets to it and then runs the ball over the dead ball line. He could hear Minicello was closing in on him.
Poor kick a few moments ago, but not on this occasion. Well weighted. Creating all sorts of problems there for Radlinski. The ability of this Australian side to apply that pressure, to keep the ball in the in-goal area, to receive the ball yet again. Consecutive sets of 6, it's difficult to keep out.
Big crowd here at the McAlpine Stadium, sellout. Every seat gone. And watching here, after 11.5 minutes, Great Britain with a 2-point lead. The drop out to Lockyer, and here is Petros Sivanasiva. Drives it forward at Forshaw. Forshaw and Fielden combine to bring the big man down. Badiris waits at dummy half. Here is Fitzgibbon. Fitzgibbon on the run. Thinks about the offload. He's got 2 men all over him. It was Farrell and Newton. Badiris. Badiris just delaying.
Hands off 3, back Britain. Hold to the
Lockyer waits, the captain, dummy half. Finds Kim Morley. Here is Luke Ricketson, and Ricketson almost opening them up. Good tackle needed, and it was good from Fielden and Newton. 10 metres away, Kim Morley to Lockyer, and Lockyer just slips.
Water tackle completed, okay, says Russell Smith.
Play on, Kim Morley with another dab to the in-goal area.
It's taken out.
Radlinski had to take the ball away from Michael De Veer.
And the drop out underneath the sticks. Just spoke about the ability of the Kangaroos. Well, that should really have been a penalty. I feel as though Gleeson had him down. Either way, they've got to absorb more pressure. It's a lot of work in his Chris Radlinski.
Second set of 6 coming up here for the Aussies. Britain have managed to save face 3 times previously by winning the 3rd test to prevent a whitewash. The last in 1988 in Sydney. 26-12. We were there that day, Steve-O. We need...
I'll never forget it.
No, we'll need something like that tonight.
2, release, get off it. Wait, it's still.
Well, when we get into a commanding lead, if we do, we've got to make sure that we can hold on to it.
Crocker. Hauled down by Morley. He got past Fielden, couldn't get away from Morley. Good scampering run here from Craig Wing. And Britain just hanging off in defence. Eventually Farrell and Newton get to him on the 4th tackle.
Just a bit of hesitation in the Great Britain defence at the moment.
Kim Morley fires the ball wide. That's De Veer. Oh, the ball went backwards. It's going to be play on. No, it isn't. It's a knock on. Thought for a moment the referee was saying play on. It was a fearsome challenge, but what a pass again from this man.
See how they just hesitate, expecting the kick.
Big 5, yours is.
Good hit there from Lee Gilmore. Had to be as well. The shoulder right across the ball-carrying arm. Good build-up, though, by De Veer. Good build-up by the Australians. Sanderson will be quite happy with it. Not doing anything fancy at the moment. Just utilising the forwards, trialling up. Looking towards Kamali, just applying that pressure. There's got to be interference, and it is.
Fitzgibbon penalised for a second effort on Martin Gleeson. Great Britain ahead 2-0. Sean McRae, your early views.
Well, first 15 minutes, Eddie, I think we call it a draw, eh? I think one thing's for sure, there's no such thing as a dead rubber in a test match. Both sides have come out full of intensity, full of tempo. I've been very impressed with the way that Great Britain are winning the floor at the moment. They probably haven't had a lot of best in, say, the last 3 or 4 sets. They've had to defend a couple of repeat sets there, which may tell on them, particularly with that error there for kicking for touch. But at the same time, they are winning the floor both offensively and defensively. They've got plenty of numbers in the collision, and when they're going forward, they're getting a fairly quick play of the ball, which has enabled Terry Newton a little bit of space at dummy half and giving the ball runners a little bit of time on the ball. I think it's been a very good start from both sides, very positive start. Perhaps we haven't seen the lateral movement yet that a lot of people predicted, that sort of relaxed mode where it was going to flow from side to side. Maybe the conditions are having some effect on that. The ball will only get slipperier and slipperier, and maybe we'll see some handling errors as the game progresses.
Well, Great Britain breathing a sigh of relief here because Deacon missed the touchline with the penalty, and then the Australians, they lost the ball in the tackle. So even Steven, it was Michael Crocker, the stand-in, stand-off for the Aussies.
That's been Britain's problem, Eddie, is the fact that they get to a point where they look as though they're controlling things, they come up with an error.
Oh, it's a big crunching hit on Andrew Farrell. Australia shading it in terms of possession. Britain ahead on the scoreboard where it counts. And here is Newton on to Farrell. Good hands from Sculthorpe. He was looking for Gilmore. And it's Petro Civoniceva has it for the Aussies.
Well, he couldn't believe it. The big fella just bobbed up in front of him. He thought he was going to be come back for the original knock-on. Russell Smith quite happy to make sure that we get open play, but as you can see there, that wide shot, they're having a devil of a job getting back. There's 10. There's not much space between them.
This is Kimorley. Here is Ricketson. Ricketson trying to go around Fielden, and Peacock couldn't do so. Badiris with another good scampering run. Oh, and it went without it to Kimorley, and it went behind, says Russell Smith. Well, that's a contentious call by the British referee. Lockyer. Oh, and then over the head of Webke. Badiris. Oh, he offloads brilliantly to Crocker. A great tackle needed, and it was a good tackle too from Deacon. Here come Australia with Kimorley. Bounces off the ankles. Farrell has it back.
Under all sorts of trouble there was the Great Britain defence. Didn't know what was happening. The little clip back on the inside.
Gilmore nearly away.
Testing their arm. The Kangaroos. Not the best pass there. Gilmore put it down.
Offside against Australia. Britain wanting to get on with it quickly. The referee has to make the mark.
They made it quite clear before the ball was kicked in this Test series.
A blow to stop the game, and then a blow.
That you cannot tap the ball until the referee's on the mark and blows the whistle.
Well, that's been the way of it in Super League all year as well.
Yeah.
Hold it, lads. Hold it, Chen.
Britain are up to the halfway line. They have a 3-1 penalty count in their favour this week. It was 8-2 against them last week, of course, at the KC Stadium in Hull.
Bit lower, Willie.
Again,
and, that ball has come free. Knock on. And, you know, Steve-o, looking ahead to next year in the Tri-Series, I think you will agree with this call that has gone out over the past couple of weeks. We have to have neutral referees for the Tri-Series. We must do.
Well, was there a hand in here from Mason? Yeah, a little one. And not seen by the officials. Hasn't been around a long time, but he's certainly picking up the little crafty tricks, isn't he? Yeah, I agree with you, Eddie. I think that we've got to make sure that we develop from this game, and that's why it's so important that we actually win this match tonight.
Come on, Paul, all the way, come on.
It's with Ricketson and Webke. Oh, he got the ball away, but it was put to ground, and Carney has it for Great Britain.
Well, that was an impossible effort there from Webke. Far too much traffic there and tried to offload.
Not the best pass on the bounce. It finds its way to Deacon. Here now is Lee Gilmore. Bradford Bulls last year, St Helens next year. And that will please everyone on Knowsley Road to see that little run to halfway. And there's a penalty. Crocker hanging on.
Terry, back here.
The crowd don't like it, but it's quite clear. You can't do a thing until the man with the whistle allows you to do it. No doubt about the penalty. Crocker in for the injured Craig Gower, of course. Interesting to see how Crocker handles the pressure tonight.
Scunthorpe restarts. Here is Adrian Morley. Best forward in the world, and that's the view of the Australians, by the way, Morley. He is Fielden. I've said all the way through this series, this young man's not far behind him. Newton finds Paul Scunthorpe. This is Jamie Peacock, the man of steel, 2003, grounded 10 metres short of the Australians' line. Newton finds Scunthorpe. Scunthorpe back on the inside to his captain Farrell, who is enveloped by 3 green and gold jerseys. 4 metres away. Newton to Deacon. Deacon with a little grubber kick. It bounces off the legs. Oh, it was free for a moment then. And Badiris did well to tidy up the danger for Australia.
Bouncing all over the place. Good option. Little kick through. Ricocheted around all over the place. Very slow to get to it there and react. Australia.
Lockyer to Webke. Big shoulder on the chest then of Jamie Peacock. But there were 3 others there. The referee shouted held. Webke took the tackle and went down. Maybe Newton should have been penalised there. Last tackle here for Australia. He is penalised now. Stuart Fielden this time. And that was going to be the last tackle for Australia.
Silly play there by Fielden. You can see him shoving him away. Mason certainly got to it. Newton yet again.
Referee had shouted held before that.
That's one.
He's walking a tightrope. It's Terry Newton.
Kimorley and Mason Trying to drive it through. Oh, the ball was stripped.
One-on-one.
It was one-on-one. It's play on.
One-on-one. That's one.
The ball was stolen by the British player. That's why it's play on. This is Lockyer and Crocker.
Two. Let him out.
Good work from Gleeson there. Ball and all it had to be as well.
Fitzgibbon attacking them again. Fitzgibbon.
Well, both defences are so close to each other. It's going to be a kicking game through the middle.
This is Kimorley. Fires the pass to Ricketson. First try, Luke Ricketson. Ricketson from the Sydney Roosters, winning his 5th cap and just scoring his first Test try for his country. This series is his Ashes debut. His name's on the score sheet.
Put it down to this fella, and good refereeing, one-on-one. That's play on. Mason was screaming for the penalty, and then they just said, look how this Great Britain side just said, oh, well, it's going to be a scrum down. Very slow to react there. Oh, and Sculthorpe, he came out of the line. It's been pretty solid so far by the red, white and blue, but this is very poor indeed. Sculthorpe went out of the one line of defence, left them in no man's land, left a huge gap for Ricketson. Nice try.
The try was nice from Ricketson, but it all came about after Great Britain had defended stoutly in the Australian half of the field. They were penalised. There was another set of 6, and at the back end of that set of 6, after the stripping business and play on, they get over the line for the try.
Eddie, if you give away silly penalties like Fielden that has done, they give them the field position. It's full of talent, this Kangaroo outfit, don't worry about that. But you've got to make sure that all the time you're playing down there then, not in reverse.
Craig Fitzgibbon to try and add the extras, and Fitzgibbon does. Wonderful goal kicker, this fellow. Great Britain 2, Australia 6. Luke Ricketson, the try scorer. 30 years of age when he made his Test debut for his country, Luke Ricketson. And the man who has made more appearances in first grade for the Roosters, or Eastern Suburbs as they were then. 254 appearances in the history of that club for Luke Ricketson. His try, goal by Fitzgibbon. Australia lead in the Test, the 3rd Test in this Think Road Safety Series. And Sean Long is on the field. He was desperate to get on the pitch last week and wasn't pitched in by David Waite, and he has got an early opportunity here at Huddersfield tonight. He didn't perform well by his own admission in the first Test. Whoa, Willie Mason!
He was never going to take control of that football. And a little sly glance.
Oh, Barry McDermott's out there as well.
You could see
He
him
saw
just,
Gleeson and Sculthorpe coming in.
he was looking at the defence rather than the football. And that's the error that Great Britain were hunting. Now then, will they provide us with a set piece at the scrum?
Deacon feeds, finds Sean Long. It goes wide then to Martin Gleeson. Gleeson plays the ball to Long in a dummy off. Good ball wide to Radlinski! Radlinski to the left! He slides over! Does momentum take him home? It's a decision for tonight's video referee, Jerry Kershaw. Radlinski believes he scored. He scored last week's try at Wigan, at Hull rather.
It's going to be close, this. Do they stop him? Desperation. Oh, I think he might just be short. Oh, it's going to be difficult. I don't think they'll get more advantage from this one either.
Too many hands there, Dan.
It may be short. They got the hands underneath the ball and dragged it back. Great Britain have gone back into receiving the kick-off, but it will not convince the video referee. This is the angle that he has to look at. He's close, but does it hit the whitewash? I don't think it does.
It's a great effort from Trent Waterhouse, number 16.
Well, he's got the hand underneath it, pushed the ball back into the field of play.
Well, benefit of doubt to attacking side is what we've said all year. Here's the decision from Jerry Kershaw. Britain are on the ball.
the speed that Long set off from the dummy half position. I tell you what, I think we might have been lucky. I reckon we're about 6 inches short there.
I agree.
And it's amazing. That replay was not seen, I don't think, by the video referee. And on that wide angle there, Eddie, I don't think it would have been given. I think we've been very fortunate there.
And Deacon has missed the conversion. 6-all in this third and final test. Yes, the benefit of doubt went to the attacking side then. So Australia will restart. They're aiming for their 5th clean sweep and a 3rd on British soil. They're playing their 5th international on this ground. Their only defeat was in the first test of 2001 here. Great Britain 20, Australia 12. 6 apiece in this one. 26.5 minutes gone. Britain with a benefit of the doubt video referee try from Radlinski.
Little doubt also that David Waite had a few words to Sean Long when he came off the bench and said, listen, this is your opportunity to show me what you can do. Show what you can do in your country's colours.
Yes, because even though David Waite has said that this is his last test match as coach, he will be very involved in the international setup in the years to come. That was a great kick downfield by Deacon, and that's a wonderful chase from the British. Lockyer with nowhere to go, and young Gareth Ellis is on there, and he was the man. Number 17 on his back. There he is again, involved in his 2nd tackle in the international arena. The first Wakefield man to appear in an Ashes series since Michael Jackson in 1992. Sean, a wonderful night for the Wakefield club and for Gareth Ellis, and it's all square in the test.
It's a terrific accolade for a kid so young to be able to come on, and you know, he's such a great utility player. He can play back row, he can play in the centres. Here he is doing some work on Shane Webcke now. He'll really relish in this situation. But I'll tell you what, I still think the scoreboard reflects how the game's gone as far as I'm concerned. Very much even Stevens here.
Here's chances for Australia running it on the last, but they find the touch and nothing else. But there was danger for a moment down the left flank then for Great Britain.
Well, I nearly caught Britain cold there. Worked the power play. Britain expecting the kick. Trying to keep it alive. And full credit to them.
What about the drive that started this off, though, from Shane Webcke?
He's had a big series.
Oh.
Along with the second rower, Craig Fitzgibbon. He really has impressed me, Eddie. Not just with his kicking, but his ability and his work rate.
Space here for Andrew Farrell. Quickly closed down, though, by Waterhouse. Sean Long at dummy half. Good scampering run from Long. Nerves, he said, got the better of him in that first test at Wigan. Didn't have the chance to sort out things in the second test, so he's got the opportunity here tonight. Newton.
Well, he's interchanging with the hook and Newton, and he's added a little bit more speed at that dummy half.
Kick down the line from Deacon was just outside the 40-metre mark. So it isn't a 40-20, it's head and feet here to Australia. He's in the 40 there, just out.
Yeah.
Head and feet to the Australians.
Good positional kick, though.
Just a foot the wrong side of the line. Otherwise, that would have been a wonderful attacking kick from Deacon.
He won't
with head
worry.
and feet at the scrum to Britain.
He won't worry about that, Eddie, mainly due to the fact that he knows that he's got the Australians deep down on their own line, trying to force the error. And the way that Russell Smith seriously is allowing, they're not onside. He can't get them back 5. He's struggling to get them back 5, never mind 10.
Well, remember in Sydney, July 2002,
Yep.
Russell Smith was the referee. He got so much criticism for taking them back. Well, we were saying 18 metres, weren't we, the next day?
Quicker! Get it!
He certainly tightened it up here tonight at Huddersfield. This is Fitzgibbon. Still one of the best referees in the business, though, Russell Smith. Kim Hawley. Good ball to Webcke, taking on Ellis again.
Good defensive pattern as well from Britain.
Quick play the ball there. And this now is the centre, Craig Wing. Gets the ball away to Badiris. Here's Kim Morley. Kim Morley trying to go through the gap of Newton and also Paul Sculthorpe. Last tackle here for Australia. Lockyer with the kick off the outside of the boot. That will skim behind Carney. He's got 3 coming at him, but the ball eventually trickles over the dead ball line. Chris Anderson, the coach, under enormous pressure back home. Will he go home to a job with Cronulla? Will he go home to the Dole queue?
Will he go home still in charge of an Australian outfit? The knives are out. Down under, that is for sure.
Do they have the Dole in Australia, by the way?
Sorry?
This is Newton. He gets the ball away to Radlinsky. Radlinsky then to Gareth Ellis. Oh, he's away from Wetke. He's away from another. And that was a terrific tackle needed on Ellis. And Fitzgibbon and Ricketson provided it.
Good job as well. Good work from Ellis.
Sculthorpe goes wide and Gilmore drilled into the ground by Kim Morley. Richard Hall. Deacon. Farrell. Chip over the top. Looking for Carney, and the winger Matt Singh doing well, staying the right side of his try line as Lockyer runs it away from dummy half. Bit high again from Britain, this time Kevin Sinfield.
Clever kick though. Beautiful work from Andy Farrell.
Big hit there by Sinfield on Willie Mason. No respecter of reputation, the Leeds captain. Fitzgibbon. Sculthorpe stood his ground. And with his new teammate next year, Lee Gilmore on his way to St Helens, getting Fitzgibbon to the deck. Kim Morley, good ball wide. Well, this is Waterhouse.
We often talk about getting into the faces of the opposition, and Britain are doing that.
Good defensive stint here by Britain. Kim Morley under pressure, but still got it away. Here is Crocker, they're running it, the Australians. Oh, they've got Lockyer there. He offloads, Crocker picks up on the bounce. Still the last tackle, releases the ball, goes forward. Carney will have it back. And that will be the turnover. That will be a penalty.
Yeah, silly play there from the skipper. And he knows it too. Full credit to the Kangaroos, quite happy to go for the power play yet again, rather than the kick. That shows you the amount of confidence that they've got.
Don't complain if you get Simbin on the next defence. Talk to the players, talk them out of it. We've had 2 or 3 at least already down at the play the ball. We've had a couple of offsides. I've had 3 or 4 penalties in reasonably quick succession.
Referee's telling Dan Lockyer to expect a yellow card if he doesn't brush his side up around the ruck.
Hold your mark, lads.
So Deacon restarts. Here's Sinfield. Just dropped the shoulder, looked left, but no one really ready for it, so took the tackle. Deacon in the dummy half now. This is Fielden. Britain desperate to win this test.
A little bit too flat for mine, though, for Britain. He should be standing a little bit further back. There doesn't appear to be any second phase. No dummy runners being utilised either.
Long plays the ball. Sinfield. Oh!
Went back.
And it went backwards off Sculthorpe. He's lucky to get away with that. And he finds Ellis.
Is that 3 or 4, Jury? This time.
Big slam to the ground. Ellis, his head bounced on the turf. Got up and played it though to Sculthorpe. A dab over the top, looking for the speed of Carney. Only found the Australian captain, who had to be put to ground by Paul Sculthorpe, who's working hard at marker again, Sculthorpe. Good defence from Great Britain.
Let him out. Wait, lads. Wait.
Trying to frustrate them. Good position.
Penalty against Great Britain, creeping up to the play the ball.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. Both sides have been trying to get the advantage, but you can see, and even on that shot there, you can see Russell Smith is only back about 6-7 metres.
Sivanasiva driving the ball over the halfway line for Australia. And Darren Smith has come on, the St Helens player last year, and he makes a bit of history because he's the first man to appear for the Kangaroos while playing for a club in this country. Big night for Darren Smith. Big night for Great Britain. There is Smith.
Let's get back, lads.
Packing for home, I understand, when the call came. Badiris.
Hands off.
It's his first appearance for his country, by the way, in 4 years. This is Kim Morley, the magician in this series. He has cut Great Britain to ribbons twice in a row. stopped on that occasion. Lockyer stabs the ball, looking for the runners. Oh, bouncing. Ooh, and it was nearly, it bounced
20 up in
back,
the
but it came off an Australian, so it's a tap on the 20.
Craig Wing.
Problems for Michael Crocker.
Back and it bounced forward. That's Craig Wing.
Neat pressure kick yet again. And they were hanging around. Loitering was the British defence.
Craig Wing tried to knock that back.
That's one relay.
That's why the tap on the 20-metre came Britain's way. Here is Farrell. That's good defence from Australia.
Hands up two. Wait, lads, wait.
Farrell playing, defying the pain barrier with that knee injury that blighted his end of season for Wigan. Here is Richard Horne. He was advised, the Wigan captain, that he wouldn't do any further damage to the knee if he put through this series. That's why he's been out there from start, hopefully to finish. Good ball from Sculthorpe to Deacon. Crocker with a good tackle.
That's where they really should be looking for the second phase. And it's not materialising.
Here's Gareth Ellis.
It's
the last tackle here for Great Britain. Expect the kick from Sculthorpe or from Deacon. It's with Sculthorpe, now it's with Long. So he'll put the kick in. They have options in kicking. Great Britain. It's a good kick too. Trickles its way to the touchline.
Once again, good field position. Trying to force the error.
Nice and steady.
Good move as well. The first receiver was Paul Sculthorpe.
He didn't get on last week. He landed 2 goals in the first test, but crucially he missed 2. Sean Long.
Keith, keep it 5. Hang on, Brett, we're not in. Paul, keep it back 3. Paul Sculthorpe.
So Britain will hunt a mistake from this scrum. Australia tried to work it away from their own line. That's good defence though on Minicello. Here's Fitzgibbon taking the direct route straight up the middle. That's terrific. That's fantastic defence from Martin Gleeson. Good scoot again though from Craig Wing.
Superb play by the centre, Gleeson. He's taken his opportunity and he really is showing out well there.
Well, he had a wow of a game against the Aussies for England A, and that's why, with the injury to Senior and Connolly, he's got his chance here tonight. Good offload. It went all along the deck. Ricketson hands it on then to Lockyer. And Lockyer looking to offload again, and he does to Darren Smith. And Smith gets them up to halfway on the last tackle. A couple of minutes up to half-time. Oh, untidy. Ricketson, Lockyer. Still on the last, and Lockyer with the time and the composure to get the kick in downfield. And Carney will run it back.
Wonderful play that, Eddie. The way that Darren Lockyer just ran round Ricketson to make sure he'd give himself space so that he wouldn't be put under pressure.
Big hit by Darren Smith on Radlinski. Yes, Lockyer, one of the all-time great Kangaroos. Here's Richard Hall.
And yet again, we've not seen a little chip over the top.
Farrell. Very quick to close Farrell down. Australia, and the British captain is in possession. He's asking Russell Smith for the penalty. Not forthcoming. Sinfield gets it away to Fielder. Last tackle here for Great Britain, still inside their own territory. Sculthorpe drills the kick down the touchline. Just entering the last minute of this first half.
Just playing a waiting game, that's all. Britain quite happy, I'm sure, to go into the sheds. 6 apiece.
The line to mark, lads.
He's on admission, he has not really hit the high spots in this 3-test series.
David Waite, he knows that his team now have gone 2.5 test matches against the world champions, and they have only had 7 points between the two sides. That is a terrific recovery, bearing in mind the 64-10 drubbing the Australians gave Great Britain in Sydney a year last July.
Interesting to see whether Australia are quite happy just to close it down, going at half-time, or whether they'll try to keep the ball alive.
I think they take 6-all at this point. They will now. This is Lee Gilmore. Lee Gilmore, good run. Oh, Carney. Knock on, they'll bring it back for the first knock on, surely. It doesn't matter anyway, because that is half-time. And Great Britain 6, Australia 6. 7 points. That's the only difference between the two sides after 2.5 tests in this Link Road Safety Series. But the 7 points absolutely crucial in the opening 2 rubbers, which means, of course, the Ashes have gone west. But Great Britain playing here with bags of heart, bags of spirit, and battling for their pride. They're 6-all with Australia at the break. Deacon with a penalty, Radlinski with the try for Britain. Rickettson's try improved by Craig Fitzgibbon.
Yes, the Kangaroos chasing a clean sweep of the Ashes series this morning, and as was the case in the first 2 tests, it is plenty. All right, well, this is it, the final half of football for season 2003. Let's rejoin our commentators, Mike Stevenson and Eddie Hemmings.
And will it be glory or will it be despair for the British again? Chris Anderson, 20 victories from 23 international matches as coach since 1999. And Bill and Chris have been the men at the dressing room doors looking for the half-time news. Chris with the Aussies, Bill is with the British.
Eddie, Great Britain obviously know they are in a great position and that their victory is there for them if they can last the course in this second 40 minutes. And the key word really is going to be patience, because they are going to have to work for field position as they did in that first half. David Waite wants them to do that in the second just the same. Force the errors, but really don't try and force the game. It's going to be difficult, made all the more difficult by the fact that there's a very, very heavy dew out there. It's very wet indeed, and it's going to get even more slippery, and stamina is going to be another key thing, and you only have to look at Stuart Fielden to see that. He has been ever present so far for Great Britain out there tonight. It's a massive effort from him, and it's going to take a similar effort from his teammates. Chris?
Well, the key theme running through this tour for the Kangaroos has been patience. They've got themselves out of trouble on a number of occasions, and they did that in the first test and the second test.
Gleeson on the break. Back to you in a moment, Chris. Let's see how this attack from Great Britain develops. Gleeson looking for the penalty on the last. Sculthorpe shuttles the ball in field to his St Helens teammate Long. Well, that's a poor kick from Sean Long. Far too deep. Straight back down to Chris.
Chris Anderson spoke again about patience. He was pretty happy with the first half performance. He did want to tighten things up a little bit. They didn't want to play an expansive game too early in the sets. Defensively quite happy as well. Cut out the mistakes. One try slipped through. That was on the back of a mistake. So play a little bit tighter and let's be patient and go right down to Bell. On the injury front, Robbie Kearns, they continue to tell me that they're hopeful he will make a return to the bench. I still haven't seen him. They're still monitoring him. So they are down to 16 men really. Shane Webke has also been carrying a back injury right throughout the tour. It's playing up on him at the moment, so he's not 100% either. And Darren Smith, well, he hasn't played for 6 weeks, so it might get a bit tight towards that 80-minute mark.
Radlinski has it meanwhile for Great Britain, but another wonderful chase. Owen Radlinski was hit a bit late there by Danny Buderus.
Certainly got a swinging arm there.
The first half started a little spitefully. Let's hope there's no more of this.
Certainly swung one in then and then pulled the arm away, tried to kid the referee. Certainly did that. The surprising thing, though, in that first half, Eddie, is that with the referee not getting them back, not a lot of space between attack and defence, that Great Britain have not utilised that chip over the top that was so effective in the first half last week.
Well, it worked a treat in Hull, didn't it? The first 40 minutes was perfect from Great Britain's point of view. Chip over the top and chase from Deacon and company. As you say, we haven't seen it since the half-time siren last week at Hull. 6-all here in the third and final test. Good chase from Britain.
Let him at one, relays. And all.
I think it's a question of fitness, these Australians. They will have partied, Steve-O. There is no question of that early in the week. We're told that since Tuesday it's been back to business. This is Fitzgibbon, but they have trained the house down yesterday from all accounts. And they're certainly up for this third test. They want to go home 3-0 winners.
Little doubt about that. You can just talk to Chris Anderson over whether they came over to do the business. They've certainly done it. And he just said straight away after they clinched the Ashes last week, he said, we want to make it 3. A lot of people back home, that's in Australia, said that we were rubbish, that we wouldn't win one. He wants to make sure he can go back and say we've done all 3.
Carney, it's a good chase though. Oh, and that could have been a penalty against Buderus, and should have been. Crocker over the top as well. Sculthorpe a little bit annoyed about all of that.
Wait.
Plays the ball to Sinfield. Here is Mike Forshaw, gets the ball away once again.
Come on.
Different style
He
now.
lost the ball. He lost the ball then.
He's not happy with it, Adrian Morley. Touch judge assisting Russell Smith, the official. He just lost it.
Incidentally, Steve, we're thinking about that video referee decision for the British try in the first half. There are a lot of people, of course, who believe that you are the man who showed the pictures to the video referee. Britain supporters, that is. I wonder what they'll think of that now when you go home to Australia later this month.
They'll all queue up and buy me a drink, I would imagine.
For Radlinski's try, I think you might be buying them one.
I doubt it.
And that would be against the green. Waterhouse here for the Aussies.
Hands off, two!
A different attacking style as well from Britain in the second half. They switched in and around the play the ball area. They've done that twice.
Zivan Asiva here.
Hands off, three! Let him up! Wait!
Midway inside the British half of the field. Badiris to Kim Morley. Just delaying and delaying. Couldn't get him. Got the ball away via Lockyer rather to Ricketson. Not much progress made by the Aussies. Now there might be. Oh, that was a knock-on. Went straight through the hands of Michael Crocker.
Trying to offload in difficult positions. Chris Warren explaining that Chris Anderson said, look, keep your composure, don't panic. That's what they've just done. Bit of a warning on the run to the hooker, Danny Badiris from Russell Smith. Getting a little bit excited.
Well, I know we have got viewers all over Australia this evening. Channel 9, our friends and colleagues down there. The Kangaroos have again gladdened the hearts of rugby league supporters throughout Europe. It's their 10th straight series win in this country. They lost a series last in England 40 years ago. They are a terrific team, great ambassadors for the code in the Southern Hemisphere. And we also welcome our viewers in New Zealand as well, who are watching this test match live and watching a run here from Gilmore. He's got support down the right-hand channel. Sculthorpe, it goes wide to Ellis. Ellis with the kick, bounced off the chest of Lockyer. And the referee does not wipe the tackle count down.
Well, the ball played the man. That's the reason why. Britain not too happy about it.
Well, the supporters aren't long. And here is Forshaw. Offloads to Sculthorpe. He escapes one net.
Let him out!
Good job that Brett Kamali went low.
Last tackle here, this set of 6. Long wants it and gets it. Shuttles it wider to Farrell, takes the return, dumps the ball then into the arms of Gilmore. Great tackle by Darren Smith. Terrific tackle by the 34-year-old evergreen.
Well, David Waite there realising that Lee Gilmore did not know it was the last one. He would have been screaming up in the stands to make sure they had the kick to apply the pressure in the in-goal area. That has been a wasted opportunity.
2 to me, come on!
I'm sure that Gilmore was unaware.
Maybe he, like many in the crowd, thought that the referee would have to wipe the tackle count down when the ball came off Darren Lockyer, but you're right, the ball played the man. Badiris gets it away.
Watch his head, Adrian! 4 and back!
Good harassing by the British defence. There was nowhere then for Craig Wing to go. Kim Morley, who has been, I don't say this really, so far tonight he's been quieter than he has been in the opening 2.
Well, they've shut him down. The defence has been pretty solid on it, apart from a couple of kicks. Well, the Aussies are doing it.
Great kick over the top, Forshaw. Grasped by Ricketson, who was also helped out there by Craig Wing.
Well, I was wondering when and which side would utilise that little chip over the top.
Gleeson, who we thought about the offload then.
Just get the impression that a few of the Australians just falling off the tackle now.
And the crowd getting a bit frustrated because they believe the Australians are messing around at the play the ball, and this time the referee agrees.
Good work by Gareth Ellis.
Nothing to do with the tackle.
Obviously worked hard there to convince the official. Watch him here. Moving, struggling, getting away, trying to get it. Miltic superbly. I just get this feeling now that Britain taking control, they're building in confidence, and they're just making that half break.
What a shame this is not the decider. Morley driving it in strongly, and it was Luke Ricketson, his Roosters teammate, who felt the full weight of that. Sinfield again gets the ball away. That's great defence once more.
Got to take them on a little bit more from dummy half. Try to stretch the defence.
Sinfield is there. Oh, it's a shocking pass to Andy Farrell. He's furious.
Well, how many times have we said at crucial points in the Test series, it's been Britain that have come up with a shock of a mistake. You could not blame the skipper then, and you could see on the face of the coach and the captain. He knows.
Great hit by Radlinski. I was going to say Sinfield's pass it was that was misdirected. Webke's back out on the bench. I was going to say, Steve, he's a fairly placid character, David Wade, isn't he? But he has been showing his emotion once or twice in this series. Frustrating, really. So near yet so far for Great Britain in 2003. This is Craig Wing.
Well, the British were also stung by the criticism from their opposite, Chris Anderson, to David Waite, that's saying that the British just aren't prepared mentally. They don't know how to win.
We know how to lose, sadly, don't we?
Yeah.
5-5.
This is Kim Morley. There's the little chip over the top. Kim Morley was taken out then, but the referee will let them play on because Morley has it.
Second occasion, Anderson has obviously sent the tactics out. They've got to be very careful. It's going to be a difficult time now for Chris Radlinski. Does he come further infield to make sure and stop that over the top? That's a high one. It's got to be a penalty, and it is.
Okay. Gilmore felt it.
Well, certainly a high grab by Minicello.
Ricketson was involved as well. More of a slap, really. But the referee getting the call from his touch judge.
Intent was there. That's a silly error. We'll put this deep down into the corner. Now then, will they have the second phase? Will Sculthorpe be utilised on this runaround?
Fielden is 20 metres away as he plays the ball to Newton. Here is Sean Long. Long gets it away to Andrew Farrell. They close him down quickly, as they have throughout this series. Newton in at dummy half again. Morley on the charge for the British. Good driving run.
Got through a ton of work as Morley.
5 metres away. Newton gets it away to Sculthorpe. He's over. Paul Sculthorpe for Great Britain.
He's
on
gone to the screen.
where he got 2 tries in the 2001 series. The referee hasn't given it yet. Was the grounding clean enough?
We'll have to wait and see. No problem. This will be given them. Freeze Freeman. Nothing wrong with that. Don't have to keep me down for a long time, as long as you just had control.
Well, was there a forward pass in that as well? But the
Well,
referee
he can't
cannot go for that.
Doesn't matter. This will be TRY. Listen to the crowd here when this comes up.
Britain hit the front. Paul Sculthorpe. He got the 2 tries in 2001 at that end that won the Test match. The opening rubber of the 3 Test series, and he's come up with another vital try at a vital moment for the British.
Delayed pat from Newton. They use Farrell as a dummy, and Sculthorpe goes over for the try. They thought that it was Big Farrell that was going to receive that football. Was well delayed by Cherry Newton. Bang. Fitzgibbon held back. Couldn't do anything about it. Neither did Darren Smith.
And Sean Long to kick the extras, which he does. 6-point lead for Great Britain. 12-6. They cannot relax.
And well done the captain as well, Andy Farrell. While Sean Long was getting everything set up there to take the conversion, he brought all the team into a huddle.
And that's what Long took the kick. Deacon off the field at the moment.
And he says, concentrate, concentrate. How often do we see it, especially at top-level rugby league football, that after you've scored a try, mentally you can just fall asleep, come up with an error.
Great Britain don't. And there it is, the error that you predicted. Fielden looks disconsolate and disgusted. It was a great kick from Lockyer.
Certainly was, but this should have been diffused.
Should have been dealt with that.
Should have gone forward. It happens so many times.
Well, instead of having ball in hand, Great Britain now will have to defend a wave of green and gold attacks.
Keep behind the line, lads.
Well, Britain have been criticised for many, many years of knowing how to find a way to lose. And if they continue doing that, they will.
Down to Sean on the sideline.
Yeah, Eddie, I wish you'd have come to me before that try, because I could have been wise before the event. I was going to talk about the short kicking game that Brett Kimmorley employed. I think it's very dangerous, because when you're trying to just play an arm wrestle with another side and you're content to just go, we'll complete our set, you complete your set, we'll wait for a mistake. When you start putting the short kicking game in, you're actually giving the other team field position straight away, and they're under less pressure. They haven't had their forwards go back and work out from their own red zone. And I thought that really played into Great Britain's hands then. But I'll tell you what, there's two players out there I've got to give a massive rap to. We always talk about the great ball players like Kimmorley and Deacon and Sean Long and Andy Farrell and all those players. What about Stuart Fielden's work rate? Isn't that absolutely outstanding? And the other one from the Australian point of view is the guy with the ball in his hand now, Craig Fitzgibbon. If you measured his work rate over the 3 tests, it's absolutely outstanding. There have been some really high workers there for both sides.
They're going to have another set of 6 to defend Great Britain. Long carries the ball over the dead ball line with Darren Smith on his back. This is pressure from the Australians.
Again, a beautifully weighted kick. The pressure there, but quick thinking by Long. Anticipated quite clearly that he was always going to be the first to get to it. The pressure from Darren Smith.
Sean McRae making a good point about Stuart Fielden, for instance, Steve-O. I don't think he's missed a minute of this test series.
Stay behind.
He's been out there from start to finish. His work rate, magnificent.
Yeah, well, he's a guy that wants to look for it, isn't it?
Talking of looking for it, look out for web kick. Morley did, and he grabbed him, says the referee. It wasn't a high swinging arm this time. Sivana Siva, good driving again. Sculthorpe standing his ground.
Bit lower.
This is where the Australian forwards really have to start to be dominating. But they're hesitating somewhat. You know, if there's one guy that can bring it out of the fire for the Australians, it's the man that's playing the ball there, Craig Wing. He always looks dangerous with ball in hand.
Badeiras, Kimmorley attacking the line. That's a great tackle from Morley. Wing again, attacking them. And Wing
Fielden
lost the ball, did he? No.
Fielden gave himself up. It was a high shot.
Don't you call, come here, you.
And the referee wants a word. Someone has said out something out of turn to the referee. It's Craig Fitzgibbon.
Came with his shoulder, don't appeal to me with language.
Silly play. Can't take control. There's a high one from Fielden, little doubt about that, and you see Fielden gave himself up. Not seen by the official.
Right on the limit with that one, though, Stuart. Right
Mr. Fitzgibbon.
Okay. Work on getting him down.
Opened the mouth at a crucial moment.
Well, when you see the tackle from the angle behind the sticks, Fitzgibbon had a point. But Rule Britannia is echoing around the McAlpine Stadium. I think the one thing that there's a bit of a high grab by Fitzgibbon on Morley. The one thing that this test series, Steve-O, has hammered home, I think, more than anything, is that we need a panel of neutral referees for test matches between Australia, Great Britain and New Zealand, because we've got the tri-series coming up next year. Farrell does well.
The only problem is, Eddie, that we can't find so many quality referees. That's the reason why we have to do what we're doing now.
New Zealand will have to nominate 1 or 2, Britain 1 or 2 and Australia 1 or 2, and we have the neutral referee. That's a great crossfield kick. Radlinski's hunting it. He looked like he might have been taken out by Darren Smith. The crowd appealing, Radlinski appealing. Russell Smith will have none of it.
Great kick. He knew exactly where that ball was going. He's certainly pointing across him to Darren Smith. But the rules state if you're both running in the same direction, you can utilise the shoulder. That's the only time you can do that.
Sivana Siva, strong run, not tackled. Now he is.
The one thing that Great Britain cannot afford to do, and that's look at the scoreboard and say, OK, we've got 6 points up our sleeve. They cannot shut up shop. They've got to be more adventurous.
Last tackle here for the Australians. That's why they kicked in the air from Kimmorley. It's a good kick too. Oh, wicked bounce. Radlinski with work to do. And the British fullback does it.
Not often you find Radlinski in the wrong position. Got caught out there.
Here's Carney.
It's a high kick.
Australia know about this this fellow. He almost got a try late on last week. 2 tries on his test debut at Wigan.
Swinging arm there from Kamali. Farrell didn't like it. He's gone looking for him.
Great ball back on the inside. Quickly closed down, though, was Lee Gilmore.
Darren Lockyer standing very deep. This is the time to do the chip over the top. They're quite confident, though, at Britain. All they've got to do is just utilise their forwards and their strength. Now then, will the kick and chase be good?
Long's kick. And Lockyer is going to allow it to run dead in goal. Just waited for that ball to bounce a couple of times and skip dead. Britain will be happy with that, though. They'll set the defensive line 10 metres away.
It surprised me there, Eddie. Why didn't they go for the touchline? Try to force the error.
Fitzgibbon, great offload. Medeiros drilled to the ground. Terry Newton and Jamie Peacock. Here's Crocker. He was injured not long ago. Looked as though he might have to leave the field, but
Hands off,
great courage to stay out there.
Away, lads.
Been good work by the first and second markers from Britain.
Darren Smith.
They really have shut down Danny Medeiros.
Minicello always away from Newton. Forshaw and Farrell harassing him, but he still gets it away to Kimorley. Kimorley then to Lockyer, and Lockyer, little dummy, got one in the face.
Fielden wrapped him. He certainly got to him. I think it was more of a slap. Didn't seem to me as though it was a fist.
Poke in the eye, maybe.
Yeah. Just a grab. Accidental, I feel.
Exactly the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's no malice.
Fielden caught him high.
Stuck an arm out.
Stuck the arm out and no real swing. Quite the thumb just went straight in.
Terry, we've got to be careful with that hand underneath. Well, top of his leg, but not underneath.
Just about going into the final quarter. There's a thumb.
That's third time.
Real poke in the eye. Kimorley.
To be fair to
Simpson.
Fielden, he wasn't looking at the man.
That's
So
four, let him
it
off.
certainly didn't appear to be intended.
Kimorley again. Robbie Kearns is back on. Last tackle here for Australia. Medeiros, Kimorley, Crocker tries to cut infield, does so. Kimorley again stabs the ball to the in-goal area, and this time it's Radlinski's turn to shepherd it there. Well, he's not been as effective tonight, but you're right, Britain have learned the lesson.
Yeah, they shut him down.
Of the first two. What a shame they didn't close him down last week.
Well, the defensive pattern that Britain have shown tonight has been a lot different from the previous 2 test matches, is that the centres have gone in very quickly. They've forced Australia to play virtually down the middle. And when they do that, a little that the ball gets to the 3/4, but yet again, Britain appear to be quite happy just to grind their way through. With a 6-point lead, that's maybe the right tactics, but they can't just hang on. We know what this...
And he's been penalised here for not playing the ball properly by Russell Smith. He's got to get to his feet and play the ball. He can't play it horizontally.
Stand up.
He just wanted to get away with it, get on with it, try to catch this Australian defence, but yet...
To be fair, they were also pulling at his jumper and pulling at his collar, trying to stop him, stop the momentum. And there was a lot of that last week that went unpunished. Here's Robbie Kearns.
The thing is, Eddie, though, that when you hold a lead,
That's one.
you play safety first. You don't try to force it, try to get...
Webke, big collision with Fielden. That's been one of the great battles between the prop forwards, Fielden and Webke this series.
Let him up.
Here's Kimorley, not the best pass. In fact, that's probably the worst pass Kimorley's put in all season, and his coach furious.
Awful. Just to nobody. Nothing that Michael De Vere could do about that. So mistakes are plenty. Remember, Bill Arthur mentioned just after half-time that the dew on the turf out there pretty heavy, so it's a slippy ball. Mistakes were expected. In fact, I think both sides have done a great effort with playing with the ball, but it is really wet out there then.
Hands off, 2.
Big hit on Peacock. Barry McDermott running straight at Darren Smith.
3, come on.
McDermott,
Let him up.
he's got 17 and a half minutes or so to stamp his authority on this test match. Farrell.
Hands off, 4. Jason, come on.
Newton and Peacock just over halfway on the last.
5 and last, 5.
Here's Sculthorpe. Shaped a kick, gave it to Gleeson. Gleeson releases the ball wildly. Carney though has it, and Carney will hammer a ball over the top. Minicello's under it.
Okay.
And Minicello will attack. Good ball wide. This is Matt Singh. Screams for a forward pass from the terraces.
Poor play by Britain there, though. They really should have got themselves sorted out. Made sure that there was a major kicker there. Carney, very speculative, just hoped, didn't he?
Simpson drives Australia over halfway. 3 tackles gone. Lockyer. Webkey. Flick pass. And it's play on. Oh, Richard Hall had that. That went backwards. It's going to be back to 0. Australia have it. The ball went back. And it was off Richard Horn, the knock-on, so Australia have another set of 6. And here they come with Lockyer. And this is Willie Mason.
Oh, great work from Gleeson there.
He's had a great test match, Martin Gleeson, so far. And Paul Sculthorpe is injured in back play here as Britain defend this attack. Just jogging his way back into the line there.
Looking a bit groggy as well. Caught one in the face.
Simpson is round 1, can't get away from Fielden.
Australia now trying to do the switches, running the angles. Watch for the inside pass.
Kimorley shaped a pass inside, took the tackle from Forshaw. 4 tackles gone, 2 remaining. This set of 6. Willie Mason tries to scamper away from Forshaw. That's the last.
Surely the kick into the corner of the left field.
Kimorley to Lockyer, they're running it. There's the kick. Radlinski ties up bravely. Flying boots everywhere.
Give him a medal. Sensational positioning there. Oh, that's a big hit from Webkey as well. Look at the positioning there of Radlinski. A lot of players would have gone for the option of just kicking the ball out. Not Radlinski, went down for it. Sheer courage, that'll lift the British.
Sean, it's up the tempo for Great Britain, isn't it?
Yeah, they're playing remarkably well. I think their speed of line in defence has really put a lot of pressure on the Australian side. What I'd like to see improve is what Andy Farrell's just done. I thought the kicking game in the first half was very, very good from Paul Deacon. But noticeably, he's been off the field for quite a while now, and it's left up to players like Andy Farrell and Sean Long. And I don't feel that the Great Britain kicking game has been quite as sound as what it was in the first 40 minutes. They haven't been made to pay for it yet, but they might do if they're not careful with it. I think Australia, on the other hand, are getting to that stage again where everybody would expect them to play catch-up. They probably won't, though. They'll probably just go through their structure and play the way they've always played and just try and chip away and put some pressure on the Great Britain side.
Ball bounces and Lockyer picks it up. Dan Lockyer flooding forward. Here comes Robbie Kearns, and he is hauled down by Terry Newton. Quick play the ball though. Britain stretched in defence. Kimorley again. Ricketson wrapped up by Long. Oh, over the top to Kimorley. Kimorley then to Simpson. McDermott was hunting in. He's found Willie Mason. There are holes all over the place here. Webkey. Sculthorpe closes those holes down. Medeiros. Kimorley back that way. Webkey. Britain hanging on here to their lead. For how much longer? Crocker gets the ball away. Oh, knock on. And there was a try, a begging there. And it was Craig Wing.
Golden opportunity. Crocker did well. Switched it up. Just lacked the concentration at the vital moment.
It's square 1.
Britain 15 minutes away from victory.
Wait, lads, wait.
Carney.
Well, the obvious ploy now is to make sure that they get back into the Australian half and then go for the 1 point.
Drop a goal this week.
Wait.
We failed to do it last week.
Well, it would mean, crucially, that the Aussies would have to score twice.
But most importantly, that their heads would go down.
Well, Great Britain should have gone for the 1 point last week. This is good hands. Oh, no, it's not. And this is Craig Wing. He stumbled, but he still managed to get through the defensive line.
Oh, they're short on the blind side.
Here's Kim Morley. Now it's Ricketson. Here is De Vere. And Australia, with a ton of tackles left, are 3 metres away. Kim Morley, Simpson. Simpson is grasped to the ground. Badiris waits. They miss out Mason and find Kim Morley. Here is Lockyer. They go wide to Crocker. And he's almost over. Bradlinski stops him. What a schmozzler to play the ball. And Britain are going to be penalised.
They'll take the tap. They won't worry about going for the 2. They know the clock's ticking away. Surely they won't go for the 2.
They look absolutely out on their feet, Great Britain.
Both sides do, Eddie.
They're going for the tap. They're looking for the try. Kim Morley. Webke.
Got him up 1.
Another angle run.
It's Wing. All hands to the pump for Britain now.
2. On your line.
Lockyer. Kim Morley. Mason.
So that ball standing.
Hands
Going
up,
to be
3.
moving to make some impact against the defence.
Smothered by the British. Wing to Kim Morley again. Drop of the shoulder. Newton wouldn't be fooled then.
4.
Good work from the hooker.
4.
Wasn't going to take the dummy. Well, not in the two tests. Complaining is Kamali to the official. He should be getting on with it, really.
Lockyer. I thought he lost the ball for a moment.
Surely the kick.
Last tackle here for Australia. Kim Morley. Short ball, Minicello, and Britain survive. Terrific.
Stand up, take a bow. The pressure that they're under, it's been superb. They're trying to get themselves motivated. Captain Courageous is saying, hang in there.
Carney.
Plenty of time. You've got to share the work now.
That's why Carney took that from dummy half. This is Sculthorpe.
Hands off 2. Come on. Let him out. Wait, lads. Wait, look.
And 260 tackles by Great Britain. 200 for the Australians, and Barry McDermott with perhaps a fatal error, and he knows it.
Come out, lads.
That's pressure. Nothing wrong with the pass at all. Just when you need it to calm things down.
Hang on, Brett.
They've cut with the error. And we've already seen the quality of this Australian attack late in this game.
This is Kim Morley from the base of the scrum. This is Michael Crocker. There are some very tired young men out there on both sides, as Steve O'Reilly says. Wing to Robbie Kearns.
Hands off 2. Come on.
This is Willie Mason. Willie Mason pumping his way towards the line.
On your line.
They're halfway through this set of 6. They're a metre away. Craig Wing. Brett Kim Morley. Darren Lockyer. Misses out Ricketson. Finds De Vere. And Minicello wanted it further wide. He would have been in.
Good tackle from Sean Long.
Lockyer. Ricketson.
They're using the second phase well of the Australians.
Last tackle here. Wing will dart for the line. And Wing is denied again by heroic Great Britain defence.
They've got to feel the pride pumping through their chests. This has been an amazing effort by Great Britain over the last 3 or 4 minutes. Talk about being on the rack.
Now, no mistakes. Carney grounded. Forshaw. Australia have used all 12 changes. Great Britain have got 1 left. So Australia go for the last 8 minutes with what they have out there on the field. Britain have got 1 change remaining. And this is Gilmore.
Had a big game, Gilmore.
Yes, he's played well.
He's a utility player, playing the forwards, and certainly acquitted himself well.
Richard Horne.
The combination between Martin Gleeson and Lee Gilmore has been superb. That's good field position. It has to be a good kick.
It's Sculthorpe who hammers the ball downfield and finds touch. That's wise play from Paul Sculthorpe.
That's what's needed.
Eats up the clock.
Yep. But it turns the Kangaroos around. And you can see both sides not rushing to form this scrum.
And that is Great Britain's last change. Morley returns for McDermott, so the players out there on both sides will have to see their countries home now.
Mike, stay in.
And they've got 7 minutes remaining.
And obviously David Waite wants to make sure that they don't come up with an error like Barry McDermott did. To play safety first.
And they are hunting now, looking for the mistake from the Australians inside their own half. Here's Fitzgibbon.
Well, the Australian players and Australian coaches have always prided themselves as saying that it's defences that win you the games. And it certainly has been a wonderful effort by the men in the white shirts tonight.
Wing. Here's Willie Mason. That's good defence again from Farrell and Forshaw. Kimorley. That's hit. It hit Forshaw, so it's play on. Simpson to Fitzgibbon, who hammers the ball downfield. That's a terrific kick under the circumstances. Carney will run it back for Britain. Only as far as Robbie Kearns, and Darren Smith could have been done for a flop then. Here's Radlinski. Britain looking to attack from deep now to wrap this match up.
See Australia tiring, struggling to get into the first and second marker. That's the reason why Radlinski got so much ground forward. Now this is the time where it's up your jumper. Don't worry about finesse. Position.
Sculthorpe, back it goes to Peacock. Willie Mason scrags him to the ground on the halfway line. Sinfield at dummy half. Peacock has had a huge series as well, by the way. Long.
That's a poor
kick again from Sean Long. His kicking has been awry in this Think Road Safety Series.
They really should have gone for touch yet again. Saw the composed kick from Paul Sculthorpe a few moments ago.
Mason driving the ball hard and up the middle.
They're always capable, especially from deep, from within their own half. The Australians have producing some remarkable rugby league football. They've done it for years and years.
5 minutes of this 2003 series to go, and on aggregate, just 1 point between the two sides.
Went back.
But it's the Australians who are looking with Wing, and that was touched. Now then, it's going to be back to 0. It is.
Well, they got the rub of the green, but there was certainly a man shoved the arm out. Can they hang on?
Ricketson will get to his feet and play the ball to Wing, and here is Kimorley. And there goes Mason up the middle. Heroic defence from Fielden.
He's got to be black and blue, you know, all over his body, Fielden.
Kimorley to Simpson, and again, a shuddering challenge by this British defence.
They've got to shut down Kimorley.
Here's Kearns, here's Kimorley, here's Ricketson, but Australia standing still.
No momentum forward.
4 minutes now in the test match. Steve Simpson, Robbie Kearns. Well, I don't know who's turned the music on, but there's a test match going on here.
Will Wing go yet again? He's gone close twice.
It's with Lockyer, it's with De Vere. They're in. They're in. Australia with Michael De Vere. And that has been coming for a while. Michael De Vere, he missed the first test. He played at Hull. One of Brisbane's best this year, Michael De Vere. And he brings Australia to within 2 points of Great Britain here in Huddersfield.
Good work in and around the centre of the field, and then they switched it out wide. Just drifted in a little bit at Richard Horne. But in 2 minds, well finished. And the captain has put the centre De Vere in for a vital try, a pressure kick now. And it rests on the shoulders
of Craig Fitzgibbon, who is one of the best in the world. And Great Britain again are so near and yet so far. But Fitzgibbon now with the opportunity to level the scores, and then I don't know how much is left, but the chance may be for a drop goal to win it. Fitzgibbon, the kick is magnificent. What a kick! final earlier today from one Johnny Wilkinson, and I just wonder whether it will be a drop goal that will settle this third Think Road Safety Test match here in Huddersfield tonight.
Well, I'll put my hand up.
There is the man who could kick the goal, but of course he can't come on. Great Britain have used, like Australia, they've used all their subs.
I'll put my hand up and say, Sean Long,
Well,
salvage it.
How ironic would that be? The man who kicked the winner in the grand final last. What do they have to do to beat the Australians? Ricketson scores his second try and writes history. For the first time since 1986, Australia win the Test Series 3-0, and David Waite so close to glory throughout this series, but it is heartbreaking now.
Fair credit to the Kangaroo League football. It has been a wonderful series, and that just says it all, doesn't it? Criticised so often.
And Fitzgibbon drifts the conversion over the top. Britain have lost. Heroics again from Great Britain, but in defeat. And Ricketson's 2 tries and Brett Kimorley, well, he has had a hand in this Test series from the very start to the very finish. Britain couldn't put it down. He stood, he waited, the support arrived, and Ricketson scored the try. A marvellous Test series. But Great Britain will look back on 2003, Steve-O, and they will say, for goodness sake, what might have been.
The trouble is, Eddie, we've been saying that for over 30 years.
And we were on course for the first draw in an Ashes series since 1946.
And maybe Chris Anderson has got a point. Maybe. We do have a mental problem.
We don't know how to win. It is as simple as that.
We have.
Absolutely extraordinary, the finish, and quite unbelievably, this Test series will show in the record books a 3-0 series loss. But in all 3 Test matches, Great Britain had led with 5 minutes remaining, and the Australians, through spirit, courage, commitment, and a hell of a lot of skill, have come up with a victory on all 3 occasions. And what a ball from Darren Lockyer to send Luke Ricketson over for the match-winning try. And that's one of the more incredible stats of the year. What sort of price would you get Luke Ricketson scoring the first and last try in a Test match? He could have 1,000 with me. Hadn't scored a try all year, and he's come up with 2 tries in this third Test of the Ashes Tour.